When Aristotle Onassis reportedly said that if he lost everything, he would immediately go to where wealthy people were and get in their energy field, he was not talking about mysticism, crystals, or some new age law of attraction seminar. He was talking about proximity to power, to information, to standards, to opportunity, to money flows, and maybe most importantly, to people who already operate at a higher level than you do. That statement is one of the most practical things ever said about wealth creation because Onassis understood something most people never do. Wealth is not just money. Wealth is an ecosystem. And if you are outside of the ecosystem, it is extraordinarily hard to build serious wealth. So what did Onassis mean by energy field? The word energy here is somewhat metaphorical. He meant the invisible atmosphere around successful people. How they think, what they talk about, what opportunities they see, what they consider normal, what risks they take, who they know, who they avoid, how fast they move, what information circulates around them, what standards they tolerate, and what they avoid. Poor and middle class environments have energy fields too, as do wealthy ones. Every environment normalizes something. One environment normalizes debt, consumerism, gossip, scarcity thinking, fear of risk, short-term gratification. And another normalizes ownership, investing, leverage, negotiation, scale, long-term thinking, calculated risk, capital allocation. Onassis understood that humans unconsciously absorb the standards and assumptions of the people around them. That is the field. So the hidden reality, most wealth is social. People think wealth is primarily intelligence, hard work, education, and those matter. But ultra wealth often comes from networks, trust, deal flow, insider information, introductions, reputation, timing, and access. A billionaire's son is not powerful because of genetics. He is powerful because he grows up inside the operating system of wealth. He overhears conversations about acquisitions, taxes, debt structures, investing, negotiation, political relationships, ownership, and by age 15, he has already absorbed thousands of hours of elite financial pattern recognition. That is an energy field. And why proximity changes people? Humans are mimetic creatures. We imitate, we absorb, we mirror. And everybody around you starts businesses, invests in assets, talks about opportunity, takes initiative, solves problems, closes transactions. Eventually, your brain starts treating that behavior as normal. But if everyone around you complains, avoids risk, fears ambition, mocks or ridicules success, spends every part of every paycheck, well, that becomes normal too. This is why environment is so powerful. Most people underestimate how much their peer group shapes ambition, standards, confidence, perceived possibilities. Your brain constantly asks, what do people like me do? And your environment answers. The wealthy have different information, and this is critical. The wealthy often know things earlier, not necessarily illegal insider information, but directional information. For example, which industries are heating up, where capital is moving, what technologies matter, which neighborhoods are developing, who is buying what, where rates are going, which companies are hiring, which sectors are stressed. Now, a middle-class person may hear about a trend after it is on CNBC. A wealth network may hear about it 18 months earlier over dinner. That timing difference alone can create or lose fortunes. Onassis understood this deeply because shipping was about relationships, political intelligence, financing, global trade flows. He knew information moves through people, and powerful people hear it first. So why do rich people seem lucky? Well, because they are often standing closer to opportunity. Opportunity is not distributed evenly. It clusters. Just like Silicon Valley clustered tech wealth, just like Wall Street clusters finance wealth, just like Hollywood clustered entertainment wealth, money attracts talent, intelligence, deal makers, lenders, entrepreneurs, investors. So when you get near those ecosystems, your statistical odds improve dramatically. Not guaranteed success, but better odds. This is why ambitious people historically moved to New York City, London, Hong Kong, San Francisco, and other such cities. Not because cities are magical, because capital and opportunity concentrates there. There is also a psychological transfer. A wealthy environment changes what your brain believes is possible, and this is huge. If everyone you know makes $50,000 a year, then $250,000 a year seems impossible. But if everyone around you makes $250,000 a year, then $250,000 a year feels normal. And if you spend enough time around people worth 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion or more, you start realizing these are just people, not gods, not superheroes, just people operating with more leverage, more confidence, more experience, better networks, bigger risk tolerance. And that realization alone can permanently change ambition levels. But there's a dark side of the energy field. This concept can also become dangerous. Some people interpret it as fake networking, clout chasing, pretending to be rich, buying luxury to quote unquote manifest wealth. And that is not what Onassis meant. He meant proximity to competence, proximity to ambitious people, proximity to capital allocators, proximity to deal makers. You do not need to own a yacht. You do need access to environments where productive conversations happen, and there's a huge difference. So how does a non-wealthy person actually apply this? This is the important part. Most viewers are not going to suddenly attend billionaire dinners in Monaco, but the principle still applies. Number one, change your information diet. Your mental environment matters. If all your inputs are outrage news, doom scrolling, gossip, low agency thinking, your mind becomes trapped in scarcity loops. So I'll say that again. If all of your if all of your inputs are outrage news, doom scrolling, gossip, low agency thinking, your mind becomes trapped in scarcity loops. So instead, read investor letters, study businesses, follow entrepreneurs, learn capital markets, and listen to high-level operators. That alone changes your internal environment. Number two, physically go where ambitious people gather. This matters more than people think. Examples: industry conferences, finance meetups, startup events, business school circles, investment clubs, niche trade groups. Most people never enter these rooms, and because they never enter them, they never discover opportunities, partnerships, mentors, jobs, or investments. You do not need to become best friends with billionaires. You just need to enter better ecosystems. So, number three, increase your surface area for opportunity. This is massively overlooked. If you stay home communities, your odds remain low. But if you attend events, publish ideas online, meet operators, build niche expertise, volunteer in industries, and become useful, you dramatically increase the number of opportunities that can collide with your life, and wealth often comes from those collisions. So what's the Bosnia survival connection? This also connects to something survival communities learned from the famous survival stories. In crisis environments, relationships became currency. Trust networks mattered. Skilled people clustered together. Isolated individuals struggled. Even during collapse, proximity mattered. Humans survive through networks. Always have. The wealthy simply operate more advanced versions of those networks. And here's the most important insight. Onassis was really saying, if I lost money, I would not panic because I still understand the ecosystem that creates wealth. That is the key distinction. Most people think money creates wealth. It takes money to make money. But often, relationships create money, environments create relationships, information creates opportunity, and proximity accelerates all three. A person who truly understands wealth generation can rebuild because the knowledge and networks remain. So here's the final takeaway. The energy field is not magic. It is behavioral contagion, network effects, information flow, psychological normalization, opportunity concentration, and social reinforcement. And the uncomfortable truth is your environment probably matters more than your IQ. If you want a different financial life, eventually you must consume different information, enter different rooms, meet different people, raise your standards, normalize bigger goals, and because humans unconsciously become calibrated to the environments they repeatedly occupy, that is what Onassis understood. And that is why a man who lost everything might still remain extraordinarily dangerous if he still knows where the energy field is. And now you know the rest of the Aristotle Onassis wealth energy field story and how to apply it. Build that stack. iBankerU. Good day